Joining me this evening, we have the woman who knows all there is to know about pregnancy and how she can help you on your 9-month journey, Alexia Leachman. Welcome to the show. Bit of music for you there.
I love it.
And we've got... Let's see him. Show me the man. Family man, an all-round good guy, Richard Dawson from Safe Families for Children. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Introduction, you like it?
Loving it.
Good. Now, for many pregnant women, their midwife becomes a key person during their pregnancy. They provide care, reassurance, and in many cases, friendship during what is a really special but sometimes a difficult time for a woman. I feel rather underqualified to comment, but hey-ho. However, if you choose to use an independent midwife who doesn't work for the NHS, then soon they may not be allowed to be present for the birth of your baby. Alexia, can you tell us a bit more about why this is happening?
Basically, the Nursing and Midwifery Council have announced that the indemnity insurance that the independent midwives can use is no longer valid, which means they can no longer attend a birth. So if they attend a birth, they'll be struck off and they won't be insured. So all those women that are currently pregnant, that have got their independent midwife and been working with them and developing that relationship and building up trust, ready for the birth, may find themselves without their midwife at the birth. And some women are even considering free birthing, which is going without a midwife, because they don't feel comfortable relying on the NHS service and the kind of level of care.
Right.
And they need a deeper level of care because maybe they've had a traumatic birth before and they need that emotional support that independent midwives can offer.
How long do these parents have to sort this out?
What do you mean, in terms of booking a midwife?
Yeah.
Well, the earlier you start working with your midwife, the better in pregnancy. So given that a pregnancy is 9 months, a lot of them would hire them early on, but this announcement only came out this week.
Right, OK, before we get stuck more into this, tell me about the importance of a midwife throughout this process.
Midwives are just invaluable. I mean, for a woman that is going through a huge transformational process, the emotional journey, the becoming a mother, there's so much going on, but also they might have health challenges. So a midwife can really help her on that journey to really keep feeling okay and keep feeling confident and not sort of freak out, not get herself full of fear, and then support her during the birth. Because when you're giving birth, you know, a lot of people say, would you go to the toilet in the same room as somebody else? And if you're not comfortable doing that, a woman's got to give birth in the same room as her midwife, and she's got to feel really comfortable with her. So just doing that with anybody that just turns up on the day is really, really hard for a lot of women. So having a midwife that you've built up a relationship throughout your pregnancy is really important to improve birth outcomes. Because if the birth doesn't go great, the woman is more likely to have a traumatic experience, and that can have huge impact on breastfeeding rates, which we're going to talk about later, but also her mental health. So, you know, a bad birth outcome can increase chance of postnatal depression and things like that.
So a very important role.
Hugely.
How many midwives is this going to affect?
I don't know the actual numbers, but there are thousands, and there was an independent midwifery conference here in Nottingham not long ago, and it was teeming with midwives. So we're talking hundreds, if not thousands.
And why was the insurance stopped? So why? Because they've been insured up to recently, yeah?
They just said it was no longer valid. The reason they gave was that they felt the company that was used didn't have sufficient funds to cover insurance.
OK.
And it's like, well, just suggest another insurance company.
Yeah.
We're not short of insurance companies. I don't see what the problem is here. Dentists found out today that their insurance wasn't valid and all private dentists went out of business. There'd be a huge uproar. So we really need to be standing up for midwives
apparently
as well.
around 41,000 of these midwives have got the adequate insurance. So do you think that's enough?
No, we have a huge midwifery shortage crisis at the moment. We've got many women that ring up to have a home birth at the moment, and there aren't no midwives to come and visit them at home, and they get ordered into hospital, or they might have to go to a hospital that's really far from home. So we do not have enough midwives as it is. So 41,000 sounds like a lot, but there are many, many more midwives here in the UK, and that certainly doesn't cover the need that we have with growing birth rates.
So I suppose the argument is, if these midwives aren't safe overall, surely it's good for them to go, these mothers, potential or future mothers, to go elsewhere.
Well, the only place they can go right now is the NHS. And the NHS, as we know, is struggling under the weight of the burden of care.
And you'd think that they'll crack even more under the pressure?
Well, they might do, but the point is it's not just about having to go to the NHS, it's also the level of care that women need at that moment in their lives. This is a huge, important moment for them, and if they need that deep level of care, if a woman is hugely fearful and wants that level of care from a midwife, she's not necessarily going to get that in the maternity ward where there's a load of midwives and they only get to see them for a short period of time.
Thank you, Alexia. Obviously very passionate about this.